Just yesterday, I sat down with Stephen Russell, who's the head of tech and data at Warwickshire Police. I uncovered 6 things that maybe you don't see in the headlines, but that have genuinely shocked me. I'm going to share them with you. Police are under huge pressure, and we talk about the future of policing all the time. And it's easy to get excited about the application of technology in policing and nervous about the application of technology in policing, whether it be drones, facial recognition, data about people. We're moving into a different era of policing. But interestingly, the police is still infused by the DNA of Peelian principles, that the people are the police and the police are people. The public perception maybe isn't really the reality of how the police runs and how the police works. Number 1, it's called failure demand. Every time the police officers interact with public or do work, they have to fill out a report. It's a huge amount of digital paperwork that involves recording everything, ensuring the police are safe, the public is safe, and they're compliant with regulations. Someone else has to check that work. And if there's an issue, it gets sent back to fix. It drains time, creates stress, and it kind of hides. So the inefficiencies that we're seeing in public sector, some of them are around failure demand. The application of AI within that rather non-exciting application of improving form filling, qualitative analysis of data, the ability to communicate and record what happens in incidents could give a huge amount of time back to the operators within the police. Number 2, which I thought was fascinating, is how the police have an idea of something they call the life of a crime. It's not just what's happened in the crime, it's what's been logged, created, recorded, all of the information footprint around that crime. It's where that data is classified and analysed, and other data is brought in by analysts behind the police officers themselves. It's like a digital footprint, but it's a story, it's a chronology. And the police are pioneering the use of AI to streamline that life of crime process, to get to outcomes quicker, more accurately, with less subjectivity within the process. Hugely more efficient and streamlined. We're talking turning days of work into minutes of effort with much greater accuracy and trust. Number 3, which is universal to everybody these days, is a term the police call digital paperwork. Like my conversations in every public sector department I've spoken to, the amount of recording and paperwork that goes on now on computers is staggering. Police officers today spend 50% of their time on digital paperwork, which is the life of the crime, which is failure demand. So all of that time where officers could be engaged, they're recording what they have been engaged with, 50% of their shift time. And that's not what they've signed up for. All of the public sector workers I've met in the last 6 months on Baseline are people who genuinely care, and they care about the public, they care about safety and the health and well-being of people. They didn't sign up to be sitting at a desk filling out digital paperwork for 50% of their time. And speaking to Stephen at Warwickshire, his pragmatic application of AI within that space is going to give them a huge amount of time back. It reminded me of the conversation with Rachel Astley-Bean. AI is going to make public sector frontline workers staggeringly more efficient at doing what they signed up to do. Number 4, the counting rules. The police are policed themselves by huge amounts of regulatory frameworks, law, to ensure that they are operating in line with what everybody's signed up for. The Counting Rules is a 700-page book of rules and guidance for crimes, on how to handle crimes that are committed in the UK. It helps understand how crimes are classified, and once they're classified, the rules around that classification can be applied. Most people have never heard of this, but every single police officer has to deal with the Counting Rules. Stephen and his team are exploring how private and secure generative AI systems can help interpret those rules, and help interpret them in a way that they can be applied faster and more accurately, in a way that doesn't compromise trust and gets to the right outcome much quicker, which is good for everybody really, because the process is then much more streamlined and efficient and accurate. So the point of building trust is going to massively increase. Number 5, policing by consent. British policing is built on public consent. It's not just about the law, but it's about how it's legitimately applied. AI is entering public consciousness. Everybody is starting to become aware of its impact and its universal intelligence and access to information. As AI enters this space, the principle of policing by consent is going to be tested. So any application of autonomy, machine learning or AI must be explainable. It must be traceable to the facts, the counting rules. But there's a feeling that it'll always be human checked and grounded in the principles of fairness. Final one, number 6, is a term that I've seen applied across many instances of where automation and AI are being used to augment human workforces. I call it the Force Multiplier. Budgets are tight. Demand for public sector is rising. The playing field is more complex than it's ever been. But we don't need AI to do it all. The human connection, human trust is still at the core of the principles that we've talked about when it comes to public service. So the principle of AI multiplying what is already working seems to be an optimum strategy to free officers to do more of what they do well, tasks that only humans can do. Less admin, more presence. So AI is not going to solve everything in policing, but like other areas of public service, it can lighten the operational load and weight that's slowing the teams down. And leaders like Stephen Russell, who are bringing fresh and intelligent approaches bounded by human respect and ethics, are going to move things forward hugely. This is the real work that's getting done. As Stephen says in the upcoming baseline, this is not years away, it's months away. Because if anything I've learned in my startups and early stage companies is that necessity drives innovation, and all public sector services are stressed due to operational load. And that necessity to keep up with demand is surging the innovative use of technology to force multiply and fulfill that demand. I came away yesterday with a deep sense of hope that we're starting to see the pragmatic application of technology in a human-first manner that is getting real work done. And it's clear that this is just the beginning.
We are in a computer game.